This is the skull of the dog. A dog का skull है. I will show you the different bones, cranial as well as the facial bones of the skull of the dog. So this bone, this is the frontal bone. ये जो bone है, this is frontal bone. This is the nasal bone. This is the left side and this is the nasal bone of the right side. ये nasal bone हो गई है. ये frontal bone है यहाँ पे. This is the frontal bone. This is the nasal bone. And here we have the lacrimal bone. This is the malar bone or the zygomatic bone. This is the zygomatic bone up to here. This is zygomatic bone. This is the maxilla. This is the premaxilla. यहाँ से जाएगी यहाँ तक. This is the premaxilla. ये premaxilla है. ये maxilla है. This is the zygomatic. ठीक है. यहाँ पे आएगी that is the lacrimal. ये आएगी this is the frontal bone. ठीक है. This bone, this is the parietal bone. This is the parietal bone. Here you can see up to here. यहाँ तक. ये वाली bone, this bone is the temporal bone. This is parietal. This is temporal. This is the frontal bone. And here we have this. This is the interparietal. This is the interparietal. ठीक है. And here this is the interparietal crust or external sagittal crust. This is the parietal crust. And here this is the frontal crust. The frontal crust of both the two bones, they will join here with the parietal crust, and here this is the interparietal or the sagittal crust. ठीक है. ये parietal हो गई, ये parietal हो गई. This is the interparietal here, and this is the frontal bone here. This is, you can see, this is the temporal bone here. This is zygomatic process of temporal bone that joins with the temporal process of the zygomatic bone. ठीक है. ये zygomatic process है temporal bone की. This is the temporal process of zygomatic bone, and they form a highly extensive. This is the zygomatic arch. ये क्या है? Zygomatic arch है ये. And here this is the orbit. ठीक है. Inside the orbit you can see here. This is the like. And इसके अंदर there is the foramen here. Here there is a foramen that leads into the lacrimal canal. ठीक है. यहाँ से foramen जाएगा. That leads into the lacrimal canal, that which opens into the nasal cavity. I will show you here. Through this lacrimal canal, and that opens here inside the अंदर से दिखाई दे रही है. There is ये तार अंदर से दिखा रही है, and this lacrimal canal, it opens here in the nasal cavity. ठीक है. So now this is the occipital bone. So occipital part is there. This is the lateral masses here. This is the lateral part or lateral masses, and this is the basic occipital. Okay. This is the foramen magnum, and here this is the nuchal crust. ये जो यहाँ से और यहाँ से आएगा, this is the nuchal crust. This is the occipital bone is there. Here it's a very important foramen. This is called as a mastoid foramen. This side भी है, and there. This is the mastoid foramen. This is the foramen magnum. This here, this is the foramen here, that is the hypoglossal foramen. This is the paramastoid process. This is foramen lacerum. These are the two occipital condyles. These are basilar tubercles. This is ये क्या है? This is tympanic bulla or auditory bulla. ये basilar tubercles है, they are wide apart. This is foramen lacerum is there, and this is hypoglossal foramen. ठीक है? This is the muscular process, and here you can see this side. This is the carotid foramen that leads into carotid canal. It transmits internal carotid artery. और जो इस side है, this one, this is the opening of the eustachian tube. Here on this side you can see the carotid foramen, and here this is the opening of the eustachian tube. Then here there is another foramen here, that is the this is foramen is the oval foramen, and this here there is a canal. Here you can see there is a canal. Here this is the LR canal. This is the anterior opening of the LR canal. This is the posterior opening of the LR canal, and within this canal there is opening. अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ से मैं डालूंगा, ये अंदर जाएगा इसी में. That goes inside. That means foramen orbitorotendum. This is foramen ovale. Here inside the LR canal there is क्या होता है? The foramen orbitorotendum that opens within this canal. ठीक है? Foramen orbitorotendum. Here this is the foramen ovale. This is LR canal, and just below here this is the foramen orbital. Then here this is the optic foramen, that leads into an optic canal. Here this is the optic foramen. This is the foramen orbital. ठीक है? और यहाँ पे एक foramen आएगा here. Yes, here. This is the ethmoid foramen. This one is the ethmoid foramen. ठीक है? This is mandibular fossa, or the glenoid cavity, which is very extensive. Here the condyle of the mandible articulates here. This is the post-glenoid process. ठीक है? This is the external acoustic meatus, and here have an opening of the temporal canal here. Temporal canal की opening है यहाँ पे. This is external acoustic meatus. This is stylomastoid foramen here. This is stylomastoid foramen. Then from here this is the body of the post-sphenoid, and these are the wings. This is the body of pre-sphenoid, and then here we have the ये कौन से है यहाँ पे? This is the palatine bone. This is the palatine, this is the horizontal part, and this is the vertical part. And on this side there is pterygoid bone remains here. Pterygoid bone on this side. This is palatine. This is the anterior palatal foramen. ठीक है? These are additional palatal foramens here. ठीक है? यहाँ से डालेंगे anterior palatal foramen, and here from where it comes, यहाँ से निकलेगी, that is known as posterior palatal foramen. And you can see inside this there is another foramen that is known as maxillary foramen. I will show you. This is the infraorbital foramen. The infraorbital foramen, and on this side there is, you can see this is the, you can see here, that is the maxillary foramen, and here we have the another foramen that is known as suphenopalatine foramen. This is the maxillary foramen, this is suphenopalatine foramen, and here we have the posterior palatine foramen. ठीक है? So इसके जो main differentiating points होते हैं, how will you compare the skull of the dog with that of the cattle? इसमें when the orbital ring it is incomplete, the main first difference you can दूर से आपको पता लगेगी, you can see from that the orbital ring it is incomplete. ठीक है? And here the parietal bone they form the roof as well as the part of the lateral wall of the cranial cavity. ठीक है? Third point is, this is the frontal bone, the corneal process. The horns they are absent here in case of the dog. ठीक है? This is the frontal crust, that terminates on the orbit here. ठीक है? This is the temporal fossa, which is very extensive. This is the zygomatic arch. Here, very important, supraorbital foramen, here it is absent. This is the infraorbital foramen. ठीक है? ये जो condyles होते हैं, they are very far apart. This is the mastoid process. Mastoid process short होती है. These are the basilar tubercles. They are wide apart. ठीक है? This is the mandibular fossa or glenoid cavity. It is very extensive. ठीक है? So these are some important differentiating points of the skull of the dog. ठीक है? यहाँ पे this is the maxilla here. This is palatine bone. This is the maxilla here. This is known as palatine. इसको क्या हम बोलेंगे? This is the palatine fissure is there. यहाँ पे होता है in case of the horse and dog there is a foramen here, that is foramen incisum. There is a foramen incisum here. We have a foramen there. ठीक है? So this is the palatine fissure is there. Now the dentition is there. The dental formula is 3, 1, 4 and 2. If we divide this into on one half, there are कितने incisors होते हैं? 1, 2 and 3. 3 incisors. Here 1 canine teeth, and there are 4 premolars. 1 यहाँ पे first, यहाँ पे second, यहाँ पे third, यहाँ पे fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 these are the molars. 3, 1, 4 and 2. This is the dental formula. And so this was all about the skull of the dog. Thank you.